Welcome on in, everybody. NorCal Sports Network, and that was entertaining.
That was different,
and entertaining. Finally, seeing some. It's how many hits today, Dallas? 20-something?
25.
25 hits. That's a week's worth for the Giants. Wow. Let's hope they save some of them up for Milwaukee tomorrow. But welcome on in, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. The Giants win it 19-6, holding the Broncos to just 2 field goals while they put up a couple of TDs and, what the heck, man? Giants, 49ers beat the Broncos today, 19-6 up in the Mile High Stadium.
Yeah,
Jeez.
That's a football score for sure.
Yeah. As Gravy says, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Yes. But let's talk about it. There was some really good stuff that I saw today, mainly Bryce Eldridge, a couple of doubles, and then the big home run, and then Jung-Hoo Lee gets 5 hits today. What else was exciting? Jonah Cox coming in to pinch run and scoring on a play that got away from third, just his speed. That was fun to see him just run. And then, he gets a double off of a position player, but, better than striking out, I guess. But Bryce Eldridge, to me, was the story, even though he was 4 hits, 4 for 6, raises his average up to 241. And
he started the day at 192, I think.
Something like that. And
I wrote it down. Let me see. He started at 192, and now he's at 241.
He's at 241. Adames goes 3 for 5 and is at 243, including a grand slam. Arise goes 1 for 4 and his average drops. Devers 4 for 6. He's at 253. Schmitt gets 3 hits. Is up to 294. Susak, 25 hits. 3 players with 4 or more hits. 3 players had 13 of the 25
explosion.
13 of the 25 hits, led by Jung-Hoo Lee, who's now hitting 304.
And since the injury, since he's been back, he's been getting 4 hits a day, it seems like.
Yeah, unreal. Last night mattered.
What did Chapman do? 1 for 6. Come on, we can't get too over the top.
I got to thinking, with Jonah Cox coming up, could we see a Matt Chapman trade this week and move Cox into the outfield and Casey?
Well, I think he's here to spell Bader. With Bader out, they needed somebody. So why not bring up the kid that's hitting 400?
Yeah, that's probably it. But let's play him if he's here. All right, let's not.
They were going to play him today. It looked like, but he spent the night in O'Hare Airport and didn't get in here till just before the game started. So they didn't put him in there today.
What the deal was? Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Val says it's National Batting Average Day. Yeah, it's the NBA Day, National Batting Average Day. Speaking of NBA, it was nice to see San Antonio and Wembanyama beat OKC. So the last team to still repeat as NBA champions is the Golden State Warriors back in 2017 and 18. Hasn't been a repeat champ since the Warriors. Tough to do. But Dallas, you enjoy this day. You enjoy it, and nothing really to
It
get
doesn't change
super
anything
excited.
long term.
Yeah. I mean,
It's consistency has been this team's problem, and they've had good games this year. They've scored a lot of run in a couple of games this year. But
if you really, really want to try to make a statement that you can have any hope at all, win 6 of the next 7 on the road trip. Go do something unexpected. And right now they're 23 and 36.
And sweep the next series.
23 and 36. They got a 4-game set starting tomorrow with the Brewers. They are going to miss Mizorowski, which is they're lucky. He pitched today, so they miss Miz. But they will face Kyle Harrison probably Wednesday, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'll have to look at the pitching matchups. But, the pitching matchups, that Mizorowski is something else. He's just
it'll be Tuesday, McDonald versus Harrison.
Okay. So we've got tomorrow, it looks it's Roop versus Shane Drohan. Shane Drohan sounds like a lefty and is a lefty. That's right. I always go by the first name, Shane. That just sounds like a lefty, although Shane Baz, who I always thought was a lefty, is a righty. Shane Drohan, a lefty. Interesting. Tuesday, you said it's McDonald and Harrison. Wednesday,
another lefty.
Would be Logan Webb against. I'm seeing undecided, but who are you seeing?
Undecided.
Oh, okay. And on Thursday, it is Hauser versus undecided. What the heck?
Same here.
How are the Brewers got 2 undecideds in a 4-game series, and some dude named Shane Drohan going tomorrow? What the heck? How's Milwaukee winning? We don't even know who their pitchers are. My goodness.
They know who they are. They just haven't put it out yet.
Well, usually have a rotation, but I don't know. So 19 runs today. My experience, Dallas, has been when the Giants have a huge game like this, they probably should have saved. You probably should save up like 12 of those runs for the next couple games, but wouldn't shock me if they go out tomorrow and lay a goose egg, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, Jung Hoo Lee seems to be hot right now. You think he will show up? This was a big game for Eldridge. This is the game he's kind of been waiting for. You go to Coors Field, you think, okay, this is where I can finally get it going, and he was, he had good at bats the first couple of games and got a couple of hits, some hard hits, but the home run wasn't there, and this game, I don't know. To me, this sort of seemed like his coming out party in Major League Baseball. Like he had the 2 doubles and then the 450-foot home run, the 4th longest home run at Coors Field this year. That was good to see because he's been hitting it hard, but he hasn't really nailed one, like he did today. So this was good. I think he's getting more and more comfortable at this level, and it's good to see because he's going to be a big part of this team in the future.
Yeah, I thought today probably I usually never, I shouldn't say never, but I usually don't like feel for a guy when he's not a major player, but I really felt for Peguero today, man. Poor guy, hustling in a blowout game, tries to recover the ball that goes off his glove, and you could see the dejection on him, and the players felt for him. The guy battled back with a hammy. He's probably going to be out a whole nother month at least.
Yeah, that was rough.
This is a tough setback for a kid who's trying to make a name for himself and get healthy and come back strong, even if it's around the All-Star break, if you got to wait that long. And hopefully you'll become the closer the second half on a completely different roster. And you can see what you got as get Peguero healthy. I don't care if it takes him 6 to 7, 8 weeks to full, let's say he needs 5-6 weeks for healing. And then he goes out and does a rehab start. And
there's no reason to rush guys back at this point.
Yeah, and then just
Harrison Bader, make sure your plantar fasciitis is nice and good.
Well, get it nice and good so they can trade him. Yeah, I mean, I seriously, I am dead serious talking about the time to actually trade these guys with multi-year contracts is right now. And if you tell me that Devers, not Devers, not Devers, Jung-Hoo Lee is hot and somebody wants him, trade him. If you can get good prospect for Jung-Hoo Lee, absolutely. Because he's not going to fit into the Giants' timeline. Even if he stays here for 6 years, this is year 3. The Giants' timeline begins in 28, 29, okay? If you do it right, you can speed it up. If you do it right, you can actually speed the thing up. And rebuilds, actually, if everybody would get on board, they're actually exciting. Look at how the San Jose Sharks, how everybody's been excited around the San Jose Sharks. The thing about making trades now and getting rid of all these guys is you speed up your rebuild, because you don't want to be like the Colorado Rockies. What do the Rockies do? Is they go out and sign Chris Bryant when they're not ready to compete, and they're perpetually bad. They're just awful. The Rockies need to just, have torn it down. They're still paying Chris Bryant. Giants need to just unload every contract they can. I'm talking Webb, Adames, Chapman, Devers, Lee, Bader. Who's the guy that signed for 2 years? Hauser? Yeah. If you can move off of them, move off of these guys. They're just, I can find an Adrian Hauser anywhere in baseball. I'll just throw a dart at some AAA pitching staff of any of the 30 teams, and I can find somebody I can pay them league minimum and get the same results as Hauser. What do we need to pay a guy $10 million for when, just move off of all of the contracts. And
Hauser, you're going to need somebody to pitch, he's not expensive.
That's what I said. I can get me a AAA guy. I don't need, what do I need a Hauser for?
Who do they have in AAA?
So I'm saying throw a dart and pick somebody off somebody else's team. It's just like you're paying people to be. You're paying.
They're barely paying him. That's the problem. They didn't get anybody to pay.
Yeah, $10 million. You.
It's chump change, Dan. You make $10 million in like 3 hours.
There we go. But let's not talk about that right now. If I can cut it down to an hour, I might be at $10 million an hour. I might be able to buy this team. So, go ahead. Enjoy the victory, enjoy the flight, and, just capitalize on guys that are hot and move off of them. Start calling around, hopefully They're finding out if there's any interest in Chapman, any interest in Devers and Adames and Webb and Lee and Bader. Bader, no one's interested in him now. He's got to get healthy. But, 19 runs is a lot of runs.
Once they got to 17 runs, it reminded me of this game here. Let me share the screen. June 24th, 1993. It was the very first game the Colorado Rockies came to Candlestick Park, and I was at this game. And the Giants beat them 17-2.
93, did you say? That was 93, the year the Giants won 103 and got snake bit.
So home runs, Will Clark, Barry Bonds, Robbie Thompson, Mark Carrion all had home runs.
Robbie Thompson lost to the Rockies 2 one time that year, I think, or twice.
They were a brand new expansion team. Yeah. They were not very good.
But the Braves beat them 18 times. Check out the Atlanta Braves. I think the Braves beat the Rockies 18 times that year, 18-0, and the Giants lost to the Rockies like twice. See what the record was. I'm curious because the Braves won 104, the Giants won 103, and the difference
13-0.
13-0. Okay, they were back to 13, not 18 back then. Okay, and what did the Giants go, like 11-2 or 10-3? I can't remember. I know I think it was 2 or 3 losses, I want to say.
Trying to find it here. 9-13.
9-13. So those 4 games, that's how the Braves, the worst team in baseball, and the Braves did what they had to do. 13-0, and the Giants lost to the Braves by 1 stinking game. So you should never, ever like the Colorado Rockies. They despoiled probably, I think that 93 team was the best Giants team I ever saw in San Francisco. Even though the Giants didn't make the playoffs, they were loaded. Pull up that box score again that you had, because that lineup was stacked.
Here's the box score.
Let me see it big here. Blow it up.
Close that.
Blow up the Giants. I don't care about the Rockies.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. So Darren Lewis, speedster, center fielder, Robbie Thompson, a wonderful second baseman, Will Clark, Barry Bonds, Willie McGee. Also on that team, but not in the lineup that day, was Matt Williams. Think about that. You had Clark, Williams, and Bonds. None of them are in the Hall of Fame, by the way. And all 3, have a pretty good argument. Bonds with the biggest argument, right? Obviously, the greatest player in our era to play the game. And then Clark, I think his numbers are borderline. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. If Harold Baines is in the Hall of Fame, Will Clark should be in the Hall of Fame. Matt Williams was right there. St. Mary's just tied it up against UCLA. Wow. Go St. Mary's. Come on. Whack the WAC. Whack the Big Ten. Or it used to be the Pac, right? Whack the Pac, huh? We got some comments in here. We always want to point out one of the great comments of but we've got a couple of comments in here that are borderline. Where did they go? I got to find them. They passed me by. There was a couple of comments Yeah, I mean, here's a good comment by Insane. Normal comment, stable. Even though your name's Insane, you're stable. Let me get to the unstable comments. There was a couple of unstable comments that cracked me up, and I just can't find it.
Who's saying they think this team is good after one game?
Well, there's a comment in here. I'm trying to find it. That was, I think he's commenting to that.
Okay.
That I can't seem to find.
I mean, you got to look at their record. I mean, you can't if they go and do this 10 games in a row, then let's talk and maybe there's a chance for them. But they've dug themselves such a hole that one game doesn't change a thing.
Where is it? Where's my funny comment of the day? I want to pull it up. I got to give an award for who said it? And I don't know if he said it tongue in cheek or if he was serious. He might have erased it. Dan Susan explain. Dan, someone said Casey and Lee are the same age. Explain how the timeline works. Definitely there. Okay, I'll try to get to that. I'm not seeing it. Somebody said, I think we're back with this win. Oh, here it is. I think this win can turn the tide. Okay. That's what insane are people really say. Well, I say, wait a minute. I didn't mean to pop on that one.
It doesn't change the tide. They could come out tomorrow and lay an egg, go back to the offensive ineptitude, unable to hit with runners in scoring position, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, the same old Giants playbook. 2 walks, they have to dig themselves out of a hole, and they have to start showing consistency over the long term for anybody to change their opinion of this team. One game is, every team has an offensive explosion for one game, and the worst team, the Rockies, will do it occasionally. So,
if your opinion, JB from Down Under, says if your only option is to call up a player from AA, nothing against Cox, the depth isn't there to seriously make a run. Consolidate for a year or two. Yep, exactly.
I mean, this is a good thing that they brought him up. They had an opportunity for him. Why not bring him up and give him a look? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Ivan says, we're so back. Well, Ivan.
He's back. We're so back. I'm back. What up, Dallas? Dan, I love the hat. So positive. We are so back. I don't know if we're not back yet. We're back for a day. How's that?
Yeah, we're back for a day. Yeah, guys, everybody in the chat there, if you would hit the like button, that would be awesome. Push up the likes. There we go. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Man, if you had on your bingo card today, Bryce Eldridge, 4 hits, and on Prize Picks, and if you had Jung-Hoo Lee with 4 or more hits, and you had who was the other guy with 4 or more hits today? We had 3 of them. Who were they?
Devers,
yeah. If you had Devers, Eldridge, and Jung-Hoo Lee with 4 or more hits or total bases, you would have been happy. So let's do our Prize Picks announcement real quick here, Dallas. And if you want to pull up the NCSN promo code, guys, Prize Picks, it's a daily fantasy app where you build lineups. And there we go. Prize Picks, that daily fantasy app. You build lineups by choosing whether players have more or less than a projected stat total. Right now, new users can get $50. That's right, $50 in lineups when they play their first 5 in lineup. That's a lot of change, man. That's a lot of change just for everybody. Imagine if 100 people in here signed up today Prize Picks would be giving away $5,000 and collecting only 500. That's right. Prize Picks would be giving out $5,000 and taking in 500. So, but you individually get $50 to play with. It's available in all states. Download the Prize Picks app today. Build your lineup, follow along while watching the games. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. So don't forget to use that promo code right below Dallas there, NCSN. NCSN. If you haven't figured out what that is, that's NorCal Sports Network. I can't figure out some of the other Prize Picks codes I've seen on some of the other channels. Have you been able to decipher some of those codes? Like everybody's got a code that's got a sponsor program with Prize Picks, but I can't figure out some of these people's codes. NCSN, that's the one you want to use.
Easy.
Yeah.
Insane. When was Chapman? When did he say he was mad about what people are saying about him? I missed this.
I didn't hear anything about that. I'm not sure what's going on. Boy, did some of the heat that Schmitt said that to Sour Shoes. Sour Shoes said that. What did
Susan has an article? I'll have to read it.
Let's hear it.
I mean, Susan
and pull that up if you can. See if you can find it.
Of course, fans are going to be critical. Matt Chapman is a supposed leader of this team, and they're 14 games under 500.
No. Give them a break. They're only 13. 13.
Oh, 13. But when she wrote the article.
Emailer base. Dan, I know you want a full rebuild, but how do you think Posey can adjust this team to be more competitive for next year? Well, you've got to find good young talent that's ready to play and that will play hard. And, you're going to struggle. I don't think the Giants are going to go anywhere probably next year, but if you build it right, you can actually, quicken your rebuild so that when guys are coming up, you're getting guys, a lot of times it takes guys a couple of years to figure things out. And, that would be something. But, hey, hold on. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to pull up the St. Mary's game right now on my phone. It's on ESPN. Let's see where it is. We don't want St. Louis Cubs. Where is? Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I think I got it.
Why do you think that is?
No, that's which one? Which game is it? Oh, that's East Carolina. I don't want that. I want. Man, I got so many channels going here. I don't know which one's which. Give me UCLA, regional, SEC. Which channel? I got YouTube TV and it's not. Is it on ESPN? Hold on. We'll try it this way. NC2A baseball. Ooh, bases loaded. Bottom of the ninth. Oh, is it 3 outs? We're going to the 10th. Hold on. I'm trying to sign in with TV provider. Save your YouTube as your TV provider. One sec, guys.
All right, while you do that, Dan, I got the article here. Matt Chapman's off to one of the worst starts of his career, and he's as unhappy as anyone about that. But he understands why the fans are directing. He understands why the fans are directing so much ire at him. Doesn't make it any easier, though. Chapman hears it at the ballpark. He tries to avoid social media. He knows it's rough stuff. Yeah, it's bad, Chapman told the Chronicle before Sunday's game at Coors Field. I got off social media, stopped looking at it, but it still seems like only the negative stuff finds you, right? You should see my DMs. It's people saying, I hope your family dies.
Oh, geez.
People threaten us all the time. I just block it and whatever. I don't make a big deal about it, but it's just not cool. I would never do that to anybody. Yeah, so I don't think he's critical of the fans that are yelling at him at the ballpark, hey, Chapman, hit the effing ball or whatever. But,
right.
People can't be sending them death threats. I mean, that's
people that are just, I would hope that anybody who makes comments like that, I wish they could get them found out by their whatever you do on a computer. What do they call that? Your IP address or whatever, and flag it. And they should just put these people away. Give them a year's time in the slammer for, teach these guys a lesson. These idiots, a lot of these people are out there, they're gambling and doing things like that, whatever. People are just idiots, absolute idiots to make death threats or wishing ill on anybody. That is, Dan, people are saying it's not that serious. Of course it's serious, Johnny. You don't make threats. I don't care. Yeah, they're probably not serious about it, but we should treat it as a society like it's serious, because those are the deranged people. Anybody that can make a comment that you want to kill somebody or their family, you have no place in society, period. Just come on, you grow up. I can't stand that. Look, do I like Matt? I have nothing against Matt Chapman, the person. I think quality individual, nothing bad to say about him. I'm talking about his performance as a player. That's it, period. I leave it there. As a player, I don't think Matt Chapman is productive. I don't think he's good for the Giants. Move off of him if you can, but come on. Let's not talk about his death threats and stuff. That's just childish behavior.
So Chapman went on to say, people can say what they want. It's a free country, but they don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They think we're not playing well. We must show up an hour before the game and don't prepare. But we're here. We're working hard. We want to win. We feel responsibility to win. All I want to do is win, and I know how bad our fans want to win. I want to do it for them and us, and for all the right reasons. But this is the day and age where people feel like they get a voice to spew negative stuff. I don't think that people would say that to people's faces. I'm not saying that in a confrontational way, but it takes a human element out of things. It's not going to ruin my day, but it doesn't make me feel good. Yeah, and he's going about the negative stuff.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, the thing that probably bummed me out the most is when people are calling for me to get pushed out of San Francisco, he says. Over the last 2 seasons, I feel like I've been one of the best third basemen in the game. If I didn't get hurt last year, I feel like I was right on my way to repeating the year I had in 2024 and having a great season. It doesn't feel good when you feel like people are so quick to turn your back on you. Well, let's see here. I think that's the gist of it. He hears people that want him gone, but people are going to say that. You want to know how to stop people from saying that? Start producing on the field. Right. You're the leader of that clubhouse. You're supposed to be turning this free fall around and get back in the win column. And he hasn't been able to do that so far. So I think, winning cures a lot of these types of ills, and they have been doing very little winning. So, that's part of the game. It's part of being a big leaguer. You have to deal with the criticism.
Yeah. for those who might be interested, is that taking up? Let me see. Is that taking up the whole screen? All right. UCLA, St. Mary's, 5-5, and that is in the top half of the 10th. St. Mary's is the home team today, even though they're playing the game at UCLA's stadium. Look at UCLA's record, 52-7, the number one team in the country. And this is the regionals to get to, I believe they call this the super regional or just the LA regional. Do they have to go to the super regional after this? I think so. To get to the College World Series, I think there's another regional or series after this, but UCLA loses this game. They do not make it to Omaha, and they've been the number one team all year long. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Who's batting? Okay, the designated hitter, Cadiz. Anyway, we'll leave that up there if anybody's interested. Nobody needs to see our big mugs here. Anyway, maybe Dallas they might want to look at, but anyhow, 2 outs now. And if UCLA does not score here in the top of the 10th, St. Mary's could walk it off. Yeah, I think that's the issue with gambling. I wouldn't draft Roke Jakowski. I don't think he's as good as advertised. I prefer the kid Emerson, who's if you're going to go position player. We're up to 43 likes, Johnny says. 43 likes. How many people we got in the stream right now? Let's take a peek. It says 201, but that is with 145 watching, 45 likes. So 146 watching. So 100 of you hit the like button. You know who you are. You haven't done it yet. Just go ahead and do it. Don't delay. Just go hit the like button. And that's it. You'll be done. We thank you for that. So that would be nice. All right. Dan, keep Casey lead off rest of the year. Put Lee there. I like personally, I like Lee as the leadoff, and then I would go Casey Schmitt second, Devers third. When Ramos comes back, I would bat him fourth. I would put Arise fifth. Chapman, I guess you're going to have to play him. Oh, you could go. They never do this, but this is what you could do. 1, Lee, 2, Schmitt, 3, Devers, 4, Ramos, 5, Arise, 6, Chapman or Adames. Pick your poison. 7, Eldridge, 8, Chapman or Adames. Pick your poison. And then 9, your catcher. They would never put Adames and Chapman 6 and 8, but that would be the thing to do because, wake him up maybe. Maybe it wakes Chapman up batting 8th. He's, it stretches the lineup. I mean, you get Ramos back in there and he starts hitting. It's interesting, Dallas. You look at this team, that lineup I just put out there. On paper, you would say Lee, Schmitt, Devers, Ramos, Arise.
Here's what I do.
I mean, you can do
That's
that
what
now.
I put out there that tomorrow. That's what I would run out. Oh, it's against the lefty tomorrow. Let me rethink this. I don't care. Run it out there.
Too hard to change it. Yeah, I mean, if you really look at it when you put Ramos in there and then Eldridge, and you look at the lineup and you go, that lineup should be like closer to 500. But then you look at the pitching and you go, the pitching's just not there. And the problem is the Giants dug themselves a big hole. You know what's amazing though, Dallas? As awful as Devers was in March and April, they were 13-15 at one point. 13-15. That means the Giants have won 10 and lost 21 in their last 31 games. Aren't they 23-36, 37, 36, 36? Yeah.
Yeah, 23-36.
The pitching has just killed them. They have horrible pitching for an organization that should have a top 10 pitching staff every year. My goodness, you play in Oracle Park and you have money, you should be able to attract pitchers. It makes me wonder what's happened with this team. It makes me wonder how valuable Dick Tidrow was to this organization. So, yeah, the Giants lose about 2 out of every 3, pretty much. Boy, FP Santangelo, he sure took some beatings on Twitter for his comments. Everybody was jumping on FP last night because he was saying nobody should criticize Buster Posey as Pobo. Dude, man, that is one of the worst takes I may have heard in the entire season. Somebody defending Buster Posey and telling fans that they have, what's wrong with the fans criticizing Buster as a president of baseball operations because of what he did on the field. That's like saying, you can't criticize this war hero, right? Some war hero that goes and takes down Osama bin Laden, takes down all the people, and then comes home and he abuses his family and beats his wife. Hey, look what this guy did for our country, man. You can never, ever criticize this guy. He was a war hero, so he's not so great with his family. I'm going to let him slide on that. It's 2 different roles, man. 2 different roles. Buster Posey, the player, was great. Buster Posey, the executive, has not been able to prove himself as of this point.
And he's not beating his wife. He's just beating the team.
Yeah, I'm just making a point that they're 2 different roles, and you can.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who is the president of baseball operations. If they are not putting a good product on the field, they're going to be subject to criticism, whether it's Buster Posey or Farhan Zaidi or whoever. They're going to take criticism. This is sports. People are critical if you don't do the job, So I don't understand how you even have that take. Like, oh no, we just have to give him a pass, and it's Buster Posey, so he gets free reign to do whatever he wants, and we can't say anything. That's just not true. So I mean, everyone likes Buster Posey. They want him to succeed.
We all love Buster, and we do want him to succeed. And the bottom line is he hasn't performed yet. But the proof will be in the pudding. What Buster does with this deadline. This will tell a lot, because does he move off of some of these guys, or does he hold on to all of the big three, which is, all the guys making 25 million plus, or does he, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see on that. But
we'll see.
He moved he DFA'd Ryan Barucki, so at least there's that.
I never understood why they got rid of Joey Lucchesi in the first place for Barucki. I didn't, Lucchesi pitched well, but the last time, Matthew's right, the last time they lost 100 games, that is a franchise record. If they lose 101 games, the Giants have only lost 100 games in a season one time in their entire franchise history, and they're on pace to do it again this year. It shall be interesting to see, because even though they're on pace for it, they should be able to hold that off with, a 5-game win streak here or there. Should be able to hold that off, but it all depends. We're going to see. We're entering June tomorrow. Okay, June hits tomorrow, and then you got all of July. How many games do they have? Let's count them, Dallas, here. I'm going to pull up the schedule. Starting tomorrow in June, they play 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 27 in June. Okay, so 27. In July, they play 4, 7, 11. Then we got the All-Star break, 11. Then we got 13. That's 14, 17, 20, 23, 25. So they got 52 games. And if you want to get really technical, they got 54 games left before the trade deadline. 54 games. Let's just say the Giants play really good ball and go 30-24. Okay? Let's say they go 30-24. They're still 7. What is their record now? 23-36?
Yeah.
If they go 30-24, they're still 7 under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they go play 500 before the trade deadline and go 27-27, they're still 13 under 500. They're likely in their next 54 games, more likely to go 24-30 than any of the other two scenarios I went. And then you're 19 games under 500. Whoa, UCLA just lost 6-5. It's over in LA. UCLA loses. Down goes Los Angeles. Yes, NorCal takes out SoCal. And if you are a NorCal Sports Network fan, you got to love it. Go, Gales, go. LA goes down. Down goes Goliath. Yes, I love it. Everything about LA going down is great. It's a good day in sports when LA loses to anything in Northern California. Agree? Don't get so excited, Dallas.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean,
my daughter's going to USC next year, so suck it, UCLA. Oh, she's changed from Cal to USC. All right. Those are pretty good choices, though. Matthew, do you think that Vitello could decide to go back to college after this season? It happened with Nick Saban and Bobby Petrino after one season in the NFL. I think if the season goes horribly wrong and he does not have what he feels is the support from the front office, if he's feeling like they're really not behind him and that the direction of the team is not a rebuild, I could absolutely see him saying, "So long, I've got an offer from Arkansas," or how about keep him in the Bay Area? How about we keep Tony Vitello in the Bay Area if he was to leave the Giants, and go sign with Cal Berkeley to bring their baseball rich history back into glory days. That would be something, but I think he would probably want to get out of the Bay Area but that would be a facial. All of a sudden he brings Cal to national prominence and they start winning national titles. But I think it all depends, Matthew, on what's going on with the club. If they're rebuilding, I think he stays. If they're not rebuilding, I think there's a good chance he doesn't last. We'll see at the trade deadline. We'll see what this team does.
I don't think he's going anywhere either way.
Okay.
It takes managers years to. Bruce Bochy didn't win. It took him 3 years to start winning with the Giants. So people like to overreact about the short term, but you can't just throw a guy in and expect him to start swimming immediately. They knew it would be a transition, learning curve, and he's going through it. So
yeah,
give him time.
I do think there is a longer term plan. To me, you kind of got to look at what the team is doing versus what they're saying. To me, it feels like Tony was brought in the offseason after the disastrous close to the 25 season and realizing that these veterans were not working. Look, if the Giants really, really were going for it this year, it seems like they would have done more to go out and grab a Kenley Jansen or a Robert Suarez, for example, who the Atlanta Braves signed. He was a top closer for the Padres last year. You could have went out and got Suarez. You could have went out and got Framber Valdez. You could have really solidified your bullpen, your starting rotation, and you would have been set to win. But if you look what they did, they didn't do any of that. And they hired a manager that works great with young kids. Why would they do that if the only thing I could say is if they don't really know what they're doing and they just are going by the seat of their pants, then but if you have a plan, to me, it would seem like let's bring in Vitello, let's get him some experience in a big league clubhouse, and then let's go young and let's start the rebuild. And he now is an established major league manager after 1 year versus bringing him in to start with a bunch of young guys. Let him get used to a veteran clubhouse. And so let's see if that happens. I don't know. That's what it seems like you would be doing, the direction.
Yeah, I think they do have a younger team as the target. You know, they see where they're going to be 4 years from now, but they need to get to that point. And they have, all these veterans right now. They have a team as it's constructed now. They had to put the best team they could on the field within a budget. They weren't going over the luxury tax, so that's why you got a bunch of $10 million signings instead of any big contract, any names. You didn't get any big time names. So he's been given, and there's probably some wishful thinking involved with Posey as far as the bullpen goes. We got all these guys. There's some potential there, and I think that was Posey's biggest mistake in the offseason was going with hope and possibility as opposed to proven track record And you have to have a few guys that have done it before. And no one in that bullpen has done it before. So
yeah,
that was the big swing and a miss, I think, from Posey in this offseason. Posey said he didn't have a budget, but he's not going to say, "Yeah, I tried, but these owners, man, they're putting the kibosh on me. They can't. They say I can't sign anybody." Now he can't say that. He has to say, "Nope, we looked at the available talent that was out there, and determined that there wasn't any real good deals for us, good fits, and didn't work out." So I think that he's saying what he has to say.
I think this whole thing, the question Sauer asked, then why do they sign Chapman, Adames, and Devers? I think Buster Posey, how you sometimes in life, whether it's a job or political or whatever, if something's too far one way, the left, right, you tend to swing the pendulum all the way too far instead of balance. I think what Posey was doing, he took over for Farhan, and Farhan didn't keep anybody in the organization. There was no stability whatsoever. Nobody knew if, you were here for a week, and before your jersey was printed and your name was on the back of your jersey, you were gone. I think Posey grew up in the system with an intact infield. You remember the infield was Sandoval, Crawford, Belt as mainstays. Second base tended to shift a little bit, whether it was Scudero or Sanchez or Panic. But the rest of the infield and the rotation was all like solid. And I think Posey said, I want guys that are going to be here. I want guys that are going to be like what I was part of. You had Crawford from 12 through 22, right? I mean, Buster was there the whole time. Buster came in 10, Crawford came up in 12. Maybe it was even the end of 11, Crawford came up. I can't remember, but he was on the 12 championship team, the 14 championship. Belt was there for those. So he's like, let's get all of this, boom, together. Okay. Let's get a solid infield and no more moving guys around. And it backfired. He got Chapman, not a good deal. He got Adames, not a good deal. Now he's got Devers. So the hope is that these three guys can play themselves to a point that they're become valuable to other teams, that other teams say, we could use a Willie Adames in the second half that, could help power us to a championship, or a Chapman's defense, or a Devers. Oh, by the way, Devers, let me point out a couple things here on Rafi Devers, because I criticize him enough. I'll give some praise here. All right. I made a comment recently that Devers was not a high IQ player. At times he does dumb things. But today there was a foul pop-up with a man on third base, and Devers went over his shoulder to catch it and knew right away that he had to turn and throw. The guy tagged up from third and just scored on a bang-bang play that was super, super close. Great play by Devers. Heads up thinking, caught the ball, immediately did a 180, I guess, and turned and threw a pretty good ball to Susac. Good slide. The ball, he just missed him. The throw, had it been a little bit more perfect, it wasn't perfect, but it was a good throw. If it was a perfect throw where it didn't bounce and Susac caught it on a fly, boom, he's out. But I will give Rafi Devers credit because his head was in the game. And there's been a few times this year where it looked like he wasn't giving a full effort. I'm going to give credit where credit's due.
All right, I'll note that down here. Devers gets credit for this. Got it.
And guys, talking about Bochy coming back in the managers group, we don't need Bruce Bochy anymore. It's time to move on. He's not the answer. He's not going to be here when this team – they're not going anywhere this year, guys. What is Bochy going to do? Remember, you got to have talent. Bochy didn't win in 17, 18, or 19 with this club. He had 3 losing seasons in a row, and they pushed him out, and it wasn't his fault. He had no talent. So this club is 23-36, and we talked about the next 54 games, Dallas. Let's take a look at it. All right. I was correct in saying 2 out of 3 the Giants would lose this weekend. Last night I thought they'd get swept, but they pulled it off. Good for them today. Milwaukee, I still think Milwaukee wins 3 of 4. You're going to go with the split, I think, right? Especially
Correct.
since they're not going to face Mizorowski.
Yep.
Okay. That's a possibility, missing Miz, but I'm still taking Milwaukee 3 of 4. I'm taking the Cubs 2 of 3. So I've got them going 2 and 5 in the next 7. You got them going, what, 3 and 4?
Let me look here.
You got a split Milwaukee, and you got the Cubs winning 2 of 3?
Correct.
Okay. You're going to go 3 and 4. I'm going to go 2 and 5. Keep that. You keep track of your record. I'll keep track of mine. All right. They come home to play the Redskins. The Nationals, Capitals, Bullets. Wizard. What the heck are they?
Nationals. You had it.
Nationals. Just kidding. All right. 2 of 3. I'm going with the Nationals. They score too many runs for the Giants.
I think Giants win 2 of 3.
Okay. So
I'm being optimistic based on what I said before, but
okay, you got 2 and 5. I've got
after the Brewers season, I might readdress this.
Washington and the Cubs. That's 6 games. I'm just going to go 3 and 3 homestand. Okay.
3 and 3.
I'm going to go homestands and road trips. So I'm
going 3 and 3 also.
3 and 3. Okay, then they go to Atlanta and Miami. They play 6 games. I'm going 2 and 4.
I'm going 3 and 3.
Of course you are.
They lose 2 to the Braves and win 2 against the Marlins.
All right. A's in Atlanta, 6 game stand. I'm going 2 and 4.
I'm going 3 and 3.
Okay, I can see that, but I think they lose 2 to the Braves.
I think they beat the A's twice, and they lose 2 to the Braves.
I think the A's are going to get them back. They go to Arizona for 3, and then Colorado for 3. I am going to go 1 and 2. I'm going to go 3 and 3 on that trip.
You forgot the D-backs.
No, I didn't. 3 and 3. D-backs in Colorado. Road trip.
They're going to go 3 and 3 on that. I think they're going to. I'll say, 3 and 3.
All right. Then they got Toronto at home for 3 and Colorado for 4. I am going to say they go 3 and 4 on that homestand. No, I'm going to change it to 4 and 3.
Okay,
4 and 3.
4 and 3. I say the same thing.
Okay, then you got the All-Star break. They go to Seattle and Kansas City. I'm going 2 and 4.
I'll go 3-3.
And then they come home to the Angels and Milwaukee. And that's a 6-game homestand. I'm going 3-3.
I'm going 4-2.
Yep. And then they're going to have San Diego for 4. And that's the end of that takes you right up to the trade deadline. I'm going 1-3 on that game, that series against San Diego. 1-3. You're going to go 2-2. I know it.
2-2.
There you go. All right, let's get to this super duper chat from we got Mentor Mac coming in with a big $50.
Whoa.
Thank you, Mentor Mac. We appreciate that. Says, hey, Dan, Mac Attack is coming out to some games end of June. I'm not a casual fan. I want to see the stadium and the team. I will be spending a lot of money buying a lot of crab sandwiches. If I see Larry Barrow, I'll give him a big kiss and a hug. All right, tell him it's from Dan at NorCal Sports Network, and then kick him in
All
the
right,
nuts.
Mac Attack.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. End of June, you're going to get a chance to see the A's in Atlanta, it looks like. That's the last week of June before they go on the road for the last 2 days of June. Nice. That'll be a fun trip. And definitely appreciate your generosity. Hagerstown Sons, are you back in Maryland? Isn't Hagerstown in Maryland? Let me know if that's Maryland. Hagerstown is pretty sure that's Maryland. I've heard of Hagerstown, Maryland. Let's see what else we got here. Miss those garlic fries, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Where is Mac Attack? Is he? I saw the Hagerstown. It made me think he might be from Maryland because he said he's coming out. All right, so Dallas, add up yours. I've got wins 2 and 3, 5, 9, 12, 16, 18. I got 22 wins and 8, 16, 19, 22, 29, 32. I got 22 and 32 over the next 54 games, Dallas. That would put them at 45 and 68. Yikes. What do you got?
I'll say that there'll be 28.
Did you add up your numbers?
No.
Did you write them down? You didn't write them down?
No.
Oh.
I can go add them up. I know what I said, but they're basically going to play 500 ball.
They're going to play 500 ball over the next.
Alice is on the hot seat. He is suffering from CTE. Lay off of Dallas, go easy on him. He's suffering from CTE. Dallas has Larry Bear syndrome. He works for Greg Johnson. He's a full-time homer. He's on the Giants payroll. Dallas has CTE. Help him get free.
We figured we'd get that in there. Dallas is not giving up on this 500 team yet. Insane says, what did Dallas predict? I missed it. He's predicting a 500 squad over the next
27.
27 and 27.
Correct.
Over the next 54. Dan here has 22 and 32. So Dallas will have them 13 games under 500 the day before the trade deadline. I will have them 23 under.
Okay. Well, the Giants are a 500 team. They haven't. They played worse than that so far this year.
I don't think they're a 500 team though this year.
Well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we?
Hagerstown is in Maryland. Millsboro is in Delaware. Okay. They like that song. Some like the song. Some don't. It's okay. It's all in fun. Dallas is a good sport with it. We don't mean it literally. And it's just something that came up in the chat. Somebody said it. And we don't want to make fun of CTE actually, because CTE is a pretty serious thing. But I think
well, even if I really had CTE, I don't think I'd be offended.
Well, guys, I think let's do our immaculate grid today and get out of here. I messed up yesterday. Let's see if we can find it, get a better one. Here we go. Let's hope this one works. This is what popped up. The immaculate grid. There you go. Right there. Looks like we got Cleveland and Cincinnati, Angels and Orioles. This is going to be fun. This is going to test us, Dallas. Okay. Angels. So Angels, Cleveland. Who played for the Angels and Cleveland? And then you got Angels, Orioles, Cleveland, Cincinnati. And then you've got somebody on the Angels, right, who played one game minimum at second base. Someone on the Orioles that played second base for a game, right? And somebody with 100 plus RBIs on, I don't know how I always get confused on this. All right. Let's get this.
Well, the bottom line is easy. Played second base with 100 RBIs is Jeff Kent.
With who? Cleveland?
With the Giants.
But he's not on. You got to do it with Cleveland.
I'm saying that bottom corner, he has to have 100 RBIs and played second base.
But.
And then if you go above that, he has to be on the Orioles and the Reds.
Okay, this one right here, 100 RBIs in second base. This one, bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be.
I don't think so. Isn't that right? So the top corner. Right.
Yeah, bottom right. We could go Jeff Kent right here.
Yeah.
That's easy. %. Played second base one game. You got Bobby Grich.
Minimum one game.
Luis Rengifo. Oh, Jose Altuve would have been somebody, yeah. Played second base for the Angels. Got to be the Angels. One game. We could go Bobby Grich. We could go Rod Carew. We could go we could go Luis Rengifo. Right? It has to be on the Angels, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to have the lowest percentage? Rod Carew, Bobby Grich. Isn't there who's the Angels' second baseman right now? Do we know? I should know that. It's not anybody good. Angels' second baseman right now. Who is that?
Oswald Peraza.
That would be one. Should we go him? Adam Frazier? Brandon Phillips? Who do we want to go with? Give me a name, Dallas. I'm typing them in. Peraza? Dallas?
Sure, that's fine. Do it.
You sure he's a guy? Peraza? What's his first name? Oswald?
Yeah.
1%. There we go. We want those low ones. I wonder what Bobby Grich would have been. Okay. We need an Angels player and played for the Angels and for the Cleveland Indians. All right, chat. Alex Cobb. Somebody is saying Alex Cobb. Let's do it. We do know he played for both. 0.3%. Good one. All right, Angels and Cincinnati. Angels and Cincinnati. Help us out, chat. Sam Bachman, Orlando Cabrera. Tell me when you guys, I don't know when the chat comes through. Angels, Josh Hamilton. I don't think Josh Hamilton played for Cincinnati. For Angels, Cincinnati, Brandon Drury. I know Brandon Drury, yeah.
He played for both.
Yeah. Brandon Drury. 3%. Okay, now we need an Orioles Cleveland player.
Eddie Murray.
I don't think he played for Cleveland, did he?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
3.
Frank Robinson, Bobby Grich. What do we got, guys? Josh Hamilton, Frank Robinson. That's going to be too high, don't you think? Frank Robinson, the high percentage. Manny Ramirez, bottom right.
About Ubaldo Jimenez.
For who? Baltimore and Cleveland?
Yeah.
Who?
He used to be the Rockies pitcher. Let me see. Are you allowed to look these up, or you have to just know it off the top of your head?
Yeah, you got to. Somebody's saying Brandon Phillips, Fosse. Brandon Phillips. You guys sure on that? Brandon Phillips, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Jim Thome. Yeah, Jim Thome was. I don't remember Jim Thome playing with Baltimore. Why don't I? Help me out, guys. I don't know for this one. Golly. I know Frank Robinson's for sure. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Or didn't Frank Robinson play for the Baltimore Orioles? Why do I have Phillips was Cincinnati, Shower Shoes says. And Baltimore? Sour? You sure? Brandon Phillips? Give me a thumbs up. Brandon Phillips, Baltimore, Cincinnati.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yes. Gravy saying yes. Baltimore. Okay. We're going to go Baltimore, Cincinnati. We're going to go Brandon Phillips. I'm trusting you guys on this one. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to Brandon Phillips. Sure. Oh, you guys did me wrong. You guys did me wrong. We lost. Doggone it. We messed up. Chat. Come on, chat. Eric Davis for Orioles and Cincy. We're already screwed. We don't get it. 100-plus RBI season batting. For Cleveland? That's got to be Jim Thome, right? Manny Ramirez? Jim Thome? Matt Williams? I'm going bottom left corner, guys. Start over. I'm going bottom left corner. Bottom left corner. Jose Ramirez. Let's go somebody older there. Jim Thome. Yeah, probably could have been. All right. Orioles played second base one game for the Orioles. Second base, one game for the Orioles. I'm going to go Jackson Holiday here. Played second base. Jackson Holiday. All right, we're down to, let's go with 100 RBI season for Cincinnati. We got all kinds of people here. We can go Johnny Bench. We could go Tony Perez. Let's do something wild and go for some. Let's get a Giants in here. Let's put a Giants in here. And maybe people forgot about him. Let's go George Foster. 13%. All right. Keep guessing. Let's see. Cleveland, Baltimore. Frank Robinson, did he play for the Indians? Guys, did Frank Robinson play for the Indians? I thought he did. He managed. I need Cleveland, Baltimore player. Help me out, guys. I want to go Frank Robinson, but I'm not sure if Robinson played for Cleveland. For some reason, I think he did. He managed there, yes, but didn't he play there? He played for Cincinnati. Frank Robinson. Gosh. Albert Bell. Are you positive? I know he played for Cleveland. Did he play for? You sure on that, NorCal? Did Albert Bell play for Baltimore? Steve Klein. Okay, so you guys are going to say an Albert Bell. I'm going to go with it. Okay, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to trust you guys. There we go. Did I sign up for a deal? I don't know. We'll do that later. All right, we got it. Time for one more. Today's results. How can we do another one? Previous grids. Now let's close out of it and we'll just open up another one and we'll get out of here. These guys like this game. All right. Here we go. See what we got. Oh, we got to play tomorrow. Remind me to play tomorrow. Oh, we can't play. They're not letting us play today. I know what we can do, Dallas. We could play on the Major League Baseball site, and it will bring us up. Oh, it's the same one. It's the exact same one. So I guess they do the same one every day. Do a random old one, they're saying. A random old one. Let me try that. Let me try a random old one, and we'll see if we can. How do we do that? Previous grids. Hold on. I'm trying to do previous grids. I don't know if you can do that. Okay, let's just play. All right, we got different grids. Let's play number 1149. Let's see what that one looks like. All right, we just threw one up there, 1149. Or do you? All right, 1149. Here we go. This is it. Okay, A's and Houston. A player who played for the A's and the Houston Astros. That should be easy. A's and Houston. Okay, guys. A's in Houston. Sour Shoe says Josh Reddick. I like that one. I know that one's for sure is right. So let's go with Josh Reddick. That one is a winner chicken. Wait a minute. Josh Reddick. Ooh, okay. Played outfield for the Houston Astros a minimum of one game. Hey, come on. One game for the Astros. Jose Altuve, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez.
Craig Biggio.
You want to go with Biggio? Did he play outfield? I'm not looking at the chat right now, guys, so I'm going to rely on Dallas. I'm on this screen, so I can't. I'm not looking. What are people saying? What are people saying?
He has to play at least one game.
One game in the outfield. We can go Altuve. It's a guaranteed winner, chicken dinner. You can go Kyle Tucker. You can go. You can just go about anybody. We could go back to Cesar Cedeno. I'm going Cesar Cedeno because I remember him. 3%. Trying to get the lowest percentage. Okay, 10 home run season batting for the Astros. You can go Jeff Bagwell. That's the obvious. Altuve, Carlos Correa, George Springer, on and on and on. Who we want to go with? You be my chat, Dallas. I'm not looking at the chat. I cannot see it. I'm on this screen. I don't want to keep toggling back and forth. Give me what the chat's saying. Houston Astros, 10 home runs. Remember, we want the least likely guy. We want low percentage. We want below 1%. We get more points. 10 home run season for the Astros. All right, Bob Watson. How about Bob Watson? That's a name from the past. All right, I'm going old time on you guys. Do we have any names? Dallas, talk to me. What's in the chat?
Insane says Michael Brantley.
Michael Brantley, that's another one. Is that better than Bob Watson? Who do you think is going to have a lower percentage? Tell me, chat. Bob Watson, Michael Brantley. Brantley's more recent. Watson's from the 70s. What do we got? All right, I'm going to have to look at
Mask says Biggio.
Who says Biggio?
Max Zorro.
I'm not trusting that. 10 home runs?
What about Jordan Alvarez?
Well, that's going to be so obvious. That's going to be high percentage. I think it's got to be Bob Watson, or what was the name? Okay, Insane says he doesn't know who Bob Watson is, so let's put with Bob Watson. We're going to do that. 2%. There we go. Not bad. All right. Let's get rid of this here. Detroit and the A's. Who played for the Tigers and the A's? Gosh. Tigers and A's. Whew. Why can't I think of old? You'll have to be my chat, Dallas. I'm just looking at this screen only right now.
Carlos Pena, KC says.
Carlos Pena? Okay, chat. Do we have a confirmation on Carlos Pena? Can we get a confirmation? I need one confirmation. We don't want to miss this one.
Matthew says it.
Matthew says Carlos Pena?
Yep.
All right. I'm going with it. Carlos Pena. 6%. Okay. A's in Washington. Played for the A's and the Nationals. Think relievers. They move around the most. A's and Nationals. Gosh. A's and Nationals, Dallas. A's and Nationals. A's and Nationals. Anybody in the chat come up with anything yet? My host here? Co-host?
I'm looking.
Okay. Matt Stairs, Fosse says. Jose Cruz. Matt Stairs did play with the A's. Did he play with the Nationals? Fosse, are you? Gio Gonzalez, Matthew says.
Kurt Suzuki, he played with the Nationals, didn't he?
He did. Kurt Suzuki or Gio Gonzalez? Who do we go with, chat? Kurt Suzuki. Gio Gonzalez, 100%. Go Gonzalez. Okay.
Yeah.
Gio Gonzalez. %. Okay. Played outfield a minimum of one game for the Tigers. Oh, we can get on and on. How about you got Riley Green? You got Kerry Carpenter. You got guys that are playing right now. I wonder if Spencer Torkelson ever played a game in the outfield. That would be you got all kinds of Al Kaline. That would be Dan Herron. Did he play for the Tigers in the outfield? Matt Heath. John Mabry. Or maybe Matt Heath Sr. Chet Lemon. All right, chat. I need an extra vote. Sounds like Matt Heath and Chet Lemon would be guys. Trusting my OG, Senior and Gravy. Matt Heath.
A lot of Andres Torres.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Sean Doolittle. Oh, he was a pitcher. Bart. David Lee. All right, come on. Give me Chet Lemons. For sure, Gravy. I remember him, Chet Lemon. Dotel, Luis Gonzalez for the top row. Daniel Fields, rarity score. Is this for the Tigers, Matthew? Confirm with me. Confirm with me that Daniel Fields outfield one game for the Tigers. Gravy says yes. Go with Torres. I need one more. Matthew, do I need Daniel Fields is rare. I've never heard of him. Tigers. All right, I've never heard of Daniel Fields. Don't screw me. Don't screw the chat. Daniel,
How does he come up with that though?
I don't know. Oh wow, look at that. 0.3%. That's pretty rare.
Played only one game in the major leagues.
Oh, really?
In his career.
Played outfield minimum of one game with the Nationals.
That's a cup of coffee.
One game Nationals. Kevin Franzen, did he play in the outfield for the Nationals? How about that guy that was such a big hitter? Victor Robles, yeah. Victor Robles, that's a good one. Of course, we got Juan Soto. We can't pick the same player, I don't think. I like Robles. Is there any rarities? Jacob Young, yeah, he's playing there now. Oh, how about the young draft pick that came up a couple years ago? He was in the top 5. He might even been drafted first or second. He's in the minors now. Howie Kendrick, that's a good one. What's the guy that's playing with? He was drafted out of Florida, I think. Cody Wilson. What's the guy that's the number 1 pick for the Nationals a few years ago. Same year Skeens was drafted. It was Skeens and why am I forgetting his name? He's supposed to be a star, but he's been up and down. Help me out, people. Can't think of his name. Cody Wilson. All right. But you didn't tell me who the other guy was that I was trying to think of. Not Worth. Worth would be another guy. Cody Wilson. All right. Let's go Cody Wilson. Golly, we missed it. I relied on the chat. He missed it for me. Matthew, you screwed it up. There's no Cody Wilson that played. We don't have an immaculate grid yet. Got it. You guys, no one's helped me out in the chat. I'm just going to use his name because nobody gave it to me, and I'm pissed, so I'm going to go with it. I've got to look him up because I can't think of his name, and he was just drafted 3 years ago.
By the Pirates?
No, he was drafted by the Nationals, and he came up, and he was going to be drafted number 1, but he didn't want to go to the Pirates, so Pirates picked Skeens, and no one's telling me his name. Washington Nationals. Cruz, that's it. Thank you, Fossey. I'm going with him, and I don't care what the score is. That's the name I wanted, and no one came up. Thank you, Fossey. Dylan Cruz. I don't care if it's 100%. %. Oh, they were wrong on Wilson. Wilson was a guy that played 1 inning in the for the Nationals. We looked it up, but he didn't. It's so immaculate was wrong. All right, so 10 plus homer season. We can go. We can go Detroit or Washington. What's the guy's name? Worth. Not Jason Worth. What's his name? Worth? No.
For the Tigers?
Tigers or for the Tigers, 10 plus homers, put Akil Badu. Never heard of him. Well, we're already over. Oops, what happened there? I lost my Akil. How did you spell his name? Worth, I know, is for Washington. What the A-K-I-L.
Baddoo.
A-K-I-L. All right, Badu. We'll see. Did we get it right? I guess we did. Rarity score, 140. Keep guessing. Well, this one is easy. Extra search will not count. So let's go with Worth, right? Jason Worth. How do you spell his last name? W-E-R-T-H? Yeah, Jason Worth. All right, there we got it. 3%. Shoot. Oh, well, we tried. I think they messed up. Immaculate Grid got something wrong for the first time. I do. Look, I got a text here that says Cody Wilson. Let's ask Cody Wilson, outfield, Detroit Tigers. Let's see. Were we doing that for the Nationals?
On the first grid?
Yeah, for Cody Wilson. There it is. Cody George Wilson. He played one game in the Major League Baseball for the Washington Nationals. He was supposedly an outfield replacement in the it said somewhere else. So, all right. Well, no, Wilson was for the Nationals. We got Detroit, right? I think we were doing. Did we try? I'd have to look at this. No, we were trying it for the Nationals. We tried it. We did try it for the Nationals. It was wrong, but did you search that, Matthew? You did you cheat on that? You had to look that up. How did you know who Cody Wilson is? I mean, he played one game. We're supposed to do it off our memory. All right. Well, let's get out of here. We're approaching 2 hours for like too many times. But the chat, this is like way too many times. Yeah. Oops, wrong one. Definitely look that up. I thought so. Nobody knows. Never heard of the guy. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here today. Giants win it 19-6, holding the Rockies to just 2 field goals. The Broncos, I should say. But tomorrow, Dallas, game time in Milwaukee is 4:40. 4:40. So we should be joining you about 7:30 tomorrow night. And then Tuesday night, same. Wednesday, I might have to go later. I've got an event I think I have to be at 6. I want to say 6 o'clock Wednesday night. Well, might still be back. I might be back.
Okay. Well, I can always start it and you hop on when you get home if we need to do that.
Yeah. That's on Wednesday. Well, Giants go to Milwaukee. Yeah, actually kind of impressive. We stumped Immaculate Grid. That must be extremely rare. Maybe the first time ever. Maybe they did not have that. Interesting. 1 inning he played. I don't know. Maybe they were saying 1 game. I don't know. Maybe they wanted, who knows. Jonah Cox today. Let's see if he's in the lineup tomorrow. Probably
I think
not.
so.
It depends. Is it facing a righty or a lefty tomorrow? No, it's a lefty. Right? That's right. Lefty the next 2 nights. Harrison on Tuesday night. So Cox in center field, Schmitt in left, Jung-Hoo in right, or do they maybe go? They don't have another right-handed right off the bench.
Barracuda.
Do they? Oh yeah, maybe we see Barracuda one of those nights. Kind of need to sit Lee. He's too hot. I would sit him. we wouldn't want the guy to play. He's got like 12, 13 hits in the last 3 games. That might whatever he's got. All right, guys, we thank you, and it's time. Wait, let me get my. Hold on here. We got to get a goodbye, Dallas. Give us a goodbye from John Miller. Goodbye.